Hey guys, sorry I've been trying to get this video update to you all day. Been running into all sorts of nightmares, technical camera issues, but let's give it a shot. So I told you it was going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride with the Four Seasons, but we're getting to the point where it's going to be a lot more professionalized, organized, and with that comes TrackForce. I spent a few hours this morning getting the TrackForce reports up to date so that we can digitally log in the contractors, do the room inspections, and basically do all that's required using the site phones now that we got them. So now that we got them, I need to show you guys how to use them. It's not completely up to date yet, but this will at least get us moving. We should have the location tags in through FedEx by tomorrow, and then we'll do more with that. But again, take this tutorial and start implementing it now. And start using it with the paper reports to log in the contractors, just for a little bit until everybody gets really squared away. So, TrackForce. To log in with TrackForce, all the phones already have it on there. It's called mPost. You just need your D license number, lowercase d, and your the number itself, no spaces or anything, and then the password should be arrow with capital A 2017. This will get you in. And then it will look like this. As soon as you start, you got to start your shift. Make sure that you're at the right location. For those of you who work at multiple locations and have worked at that use TrackForce. So you go here, and it's not here right now, but because I already started my shift, you got to end the shift for it to show up. So let me just end it real quick and show you. And then from there, synchronize. Which, if I ever tell you to synchronize, that's how you do it. You go to the menu, scroll down to the bottom, hit synchronize. Sometimes when I've updated reports or added new reports or information, it'll need to be synced, and it'll tell you right here. You can see the green. It'll be red if it needs to do a synchronization. So I'm allow that to do what it's doing. Well, it's downloading the database. Oh, here we go. Again, the reason why we are here is to monitor the contractors, to check them in, do documentations before and after of the rooms, so that if the contractors, for whatever reason, or however which way, damage or do not follow the rules, which I'll go over in a little bit, they need to be held accountable. We need to know, as far as the supervisors on shift and myself, and the Four Seasons management needs to know, from Jason, Dan, and Paul, which all of you guys should have their phone numbers already. So, again, start shift, and immediately when you start your shift, go to tours, and for whatever floor that you've been assigned to, for this example, I'm going to be on the 5th floor, you're going to go and start a tour for whichever floor that you're on. There will be instructions in there, and I will be updating these, so make sure to read them. And again, every floor is different, and some of the floors are going to have specific instructions or specific contractors that have been approved for that day, or who knows. Make sure to read it. Don't just bypass it and hit start. So you'll start the tour. Right now, this is where the checkpoints would be, but there aren't checkpoints. Like I said, they'll be here tomorrow. But you can scroll left to right, and then you need to go to the reports. So when a contractor shows up, Contractor A, electric company, they're there to do some electrical work in 508. Yep, you got their list, they have the work order. Good. Walk them to the room, and then hit room inspection. It says daytime activities right here, you can see it. And there are instructions on how to do the report and what is required. So document the condition before the work begins. So don't even let them in the room. Say, hey, real quick, I need to document it. If there's any issues, make sure to report them, and do not let them start working until you've been cleared and been given the go-ahead. Tell them, listen, I'm trying to help you. Make sure that you don't get blamed for whatever issues are going on. Because as soon as I let you in that room, now you guys are accountable. So start the tour. And in this example, we're doing 508. Now the ones that are in red are mandatory. So make sure to do them. You won't be able to turn the report in until those are completed. Has any other workers been in the room today? So maybe this is the second round of contractors that have been in, and maybe in between there, even though you did the after documentation, maybe you missed something and you just saw something, or it's something that is unforeseen, maybe the plumbers or the electric workers, or something that isn't visible that may pop up later in the day that, oh crap, the lights aren't working. Well, we need to know that another company was there and that this current company probably weren't the ones to cause the problem. So I'm going to say no for this example. Are there any visual damages after your walkthrough? Yes or no? If you say yes, you got to pause everybody. If no, everybody's good. So in this case, I'm going to say yes. And then the next box is document the damages if yes. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to say I found a hole in the wall behind the door. Save. And then I can even include a picture. So in this case, we're going to pretend that's a hole in the wall. Yes. Click Save. And then, are there any signs of bathroom usage? Hopefully you're going to say no to those last two things, but if you are, you're going to have to fill out an incident report too, but we'll get to that. Are there signs of bathroom usage? They don't want these guys using the facility, so make sure that you're going and looking and checking to make sure that no one's using the restrooms, and give it a flush to make sure that they are working. Again, the unforeseen things that you can't visibly see. Maybe somebody used it, messed it up, and the pipes are all bursted. Who knows? We need to be able to combat these. So I'm going to say no, set. And are any other contractors currently working in there? So you may have two sets of contractors working in one room at the same time. We need to know that. So I'm going to say no for this example. And then we've completed the room inspection. So now we're going to actually log them in. So let's say they've been cleared, maybe there wasn't damage, whatever. Company name. Again, these are all mandatory. They're in red. So I'm going to say Maverick Electric. Save. Type. If you hit edit, there's a list of general things. So I'm going to say electric company. Number of workers. How many guys are currently working right now? I'm going to say 2. Workers information. You have to at least put 1. Because that's the minimum amount of people if you're going to be doing this. So I'm going to say Maverick. And then you can also go and take a picture of their ID. Very simple. And then for all the other workers, you should just be able to go and take a picture of their ID without really having to make a fuss about it. So Doug will be my helper for the day. Save, and that way you don't have to type anything in. And then who is the supervisor? Find out who the site coordinator is. And in this case, it's going to be Steph. And then boom, you've created the log. Now this next step is very, very, very important. And it'll help you guys get up to speed, and it'll make sure that we're being consistent from floor to floor as far as the rules. Workers must wear shoe covers at all times when in the room. Make sure you're telling them this. And I'm literally telling you that each and every time contractors coming in to run down this list, so that they have been completely and utterly informed that these are the things that are not allowed. Contractors can only work in one room at a time. They can't work in multiple rooms. They need to do the work in that room, finish, and then move on. So, yep, I've told him, and these should all be yes. And don't just click all yeses and then come to find out you didn't tell them, because I'm going to be pretty upset. That, and we're going to be held liable. If for whatever reason they go in there and some guy breaks the toilet or something, and again, if we don't tell them, sometimes they don't know. Maybe it's their first day there. Contractors cannot use the bathroom. Never. Make sure to tell them that. Contractors cannot keep the door propped. If they need to get in and out, they need to find us. It's the reason why we're there. Contractors cannot bring food or drinks into the room. If they make a big mess and cause stains or whatever, again, that's going to reflect on us, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen. Contractors are not allowed to use anything in the room, sit on any of the beds or chairs, or rearrange furniture. Say they're doing some work, and again, every floor is different as far as its progress, and maybe they got the full setup in there. They got the beds, the chairs, tables, who knows. If they need to do any work that requires them to move anything, you need to stop them, and you need to say, listen, I need to get clearance that we can move this stuff, or let's get somebody else to move it, because I don't want you held responsible if for whatever reason maybe they go to move it and it was already broken. Again, let them know that they will be held responsible if they try to do anything, and they will be reported and possibly lose the account. So, yep, I've told them. Contractors must report damage immediately, whether or not they did it or if they discover it, and stop all work until we've cleared them. Again, passing the torch. Tell them I'm trying to help you out. So anything you see, something I missed, you need to let me know so that I can handle it. Or if it's something that you did, people make mistakes. It's not going to be held personally against you. But if you don't come and tell me, then that's when your boss is going to find out, and there's going to be some issues. Contractors may only work on the company's field of expertise and may not assist in any other's company's work. Again, these are some of the things you got to think about. If there's two sets of contractors in there, say there's the drape people and the glass people, and they both got to be working in the same area, and they decide to team up and just bang it out, well, one of them is only licensed for each project. So if for whatever reason something breaks, say the drape guy's helping them put in a new window, again this is just an example, and all of a sudden something breaks, and now it come to find out that somebody who isn't licensed or insured or an expert in that area was working on it. Both of them are going to get screwed over. So make sure to tell them that. And then contractors must notify and check out with security when they have completed their assignments, and leave only when they've been cleared by the security officer. Because again, you want to make sure that if something happened, they're just not scooting out of there and running out the door and passing it off to the next guy. If there's an incident, we need to know. We need to make sure that they're leaving the room better than they left it because they're doing finishing work, and that if anything went wrong or they're not following the rules, that they're being held accountable. So, yep. And then we've gone over in depth the rules, and then the last part is just the signature. I'm going to have little styluses that'll be connected to the phones. You can have them just quickly jot down their signature, set, and then put their name. So again, my name is Maverick. Boom. Save. You have completed your first room inspection. Now, that was a lengthy tutorial. It really should only take just a few minutes, and it'll actually be quicker than signing them in and doing all that stuff. That is all in one. Now, do not end a tour until you are done with your shift. Do not do it. Because on the back end, and I'm going to show you guys, unless it's all confined within one tour, again, unless it's all within one single tour throughout the duration, so no matter how many reports or things or checkpoints, or it doesn't matter, it will create a huge problem. Meaning all of the reports from that day, if not within one tour, will be in many tours. And how many room inspections you're doing a day obviously varies day to day. But if you're doing 10 room inspections outside of a tour, that means that there's going to be 10 separate reports that all have to be pulled and sent. That, and if there's any issues, it's going to make it very difficult to track them down. And if you aren't doing this right, you guys are going to be held accountable. Again, I can't stress this enough, and I wanted to show you a little bit about the back end and how that works and why it's all important to be within a tour. I'm going to pull up one from another site, because obviously we're just getting TrackForce up and running over here. Okay, so this is one of my accounts in Boynton. And this is what the back end looks like. So it looks like when Dan got there at 10:56, the cops were called last night about signs of break-in. He went and looked at the vehicle. It does pull your GPS, but when you're in a building, obviously it's hard to account for that. And Dan is doing a fantastic job about documenting everything. Putting in pictures and videos. This is a parking violation, which shows up as an activity. Again, he's being very, very, very thorough, and it looks really great in the report. And if anything were to go wrong, or anybody were to claim something, boom, we have so much documentation that we have done our job, and we're looking like rock stars. So, look, he's doing a resident ID check. This is how it'll look when you're doing the contractor's IDs. And again, very, very, very important. When we get the location tags, each room is going to have its own tag, which basically is going to cut the legwork out of this. And then basically, so B2 503 is going to have its own tag. You're just going to scan that, and that report's going to pop up. So now you've got timestamp locations and absolute locations. This is going to make it even more rock solid. Pretty soon I'm going to start having the overnight guys doing room inspections prior to the next day so that you guys can see them. But yeah, make sure to start the tour again, do all the reports within the tour, and do not end the tour until you are being relieved. If somebody is relieving you for whatever reason, you got to leave early or there's a replacement coming in, don't end the tour. Just pass the phone off to them. They will finish it as you. Again, it's I can't stress this enough how important it is to do it within the tour. So, say now, it's the end of my shift, 7 p.m., I've done however many room inspections. Yes, I need to end the tour. So I've ended the tour, and very important, end your shift, end it perfect. So that it'll show up in one concise, perfect, contained report. I'll be on site later today, go over this with you guys. If you have any questions, give me a call or ask Peterson or Melissa. Melissa's the go-to. So thank you. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you guys later.